Hello everyone, my name is Chris and this is a support tier list for Season 7 of Overwatch 2. And as you can see here, we have 5 tiers as usual: godlike, very strong, decent, niche characters, and then a gamble category, my favorite one. And the first character for today is gonna be Mercy, and I'm gonna place her at this one. Let me explain. In Mercy, your mechanical skill matters up to a certain point, and then you are very much reliant on the luck that you are getting with your teammates. Surely, you can get insanely boosted by more experienced players on the hit scan DPS that you can actually sit behind the corner with and go for the blue beam. Well, in reality, Mercy is a horrendous choice in the current state of the game, simply because you don't offer any offensive options, you are not initiating, you are not going for the plays, you cannot deal damage, you can only amplify it. And what it makes you do is that you are creating such a high imbalance when it comes to your tank to DPS value. So before that, you have a tank with 2 healers that would get some sort of healing from both supports. But when you're going for the Mercy plus a hit scan, you are obligated to off angle, you are obligated to flank with him, and you put too much emphasis on your DPS, and he has to be a special kind of one if you want to win games. I feel like I have a negative win rate when I'm going for the Mercy pocket, simply because there is just too much pressure and my tank is usually the one to fall first because he's not getting enough heals. Sure, you can farm some great highlights if you are a DPS, while in reality that's just a disaster of a character. You pray to gods and hope that your team is gonna have less abominations than the enemies. Baptiste, on the other hand, is a character that you can take absolute control over the match. I'm gonna place him in the godlike tier. This character is absolutely not for everyone. If you are like a person that's not familiar with aim training, Baptiste is absolutely not for you. If you want to heal bot on Baptiste, sure, he has an option to do it like that, but you have to constantly cycle his healing with 1 or 2 shots. So it's like shot, shot, heal, and then you have your shift that you have to time perfectly, as well as the window. And the character is extremely difficult to utilize, but when you get the hang of him, holy, Baptiste is gonna be your absolute best friend. Not only that, every single meta tank really enjoys playing with Baptiste. I'm talking about like the best tanks in the current state of the game. Arisa, Sigma, Reinhardt is a garbage tank, but he also likes playing with you. You can still be good with Zarya, you can still make it work with Diva, and your window has an insane value. You have to use it selfishly 90% of the time and get those double kills, triple kills yourself, as well as the heal through the window is just insanely powerful. Character requires you to have great mechanics, but he is a high skill floor, skill ceiling with high risk, high reward, and it gives you the edge, and you, if you learn how to play him, will be able to get through that 50% win rate mark. Kiriko is going to be a very strong character in the current state of the game. She still has everything that she had in Season 5 and Season 6. A very slim hitbox that pretty much every single DPS is gonna struggle against, and then you have invulnerability, like literal immortality with cleansing effect. As your Suzu, you can deny so many ultimates: Sigma ultimate, Zarya ultimate, Illari ultimate, Mei ultimate, and then so many more. As well as the fact that you can just go on for a flank and destroy like 3 or 4 characters because you have a better duel, you have a better 1 versus 1 against pretty much every single DPS character in the game. Just let that sink in for a second. You have the better 1 versus 1 duel against pretty much every single DPS in the game. Tracer, GG's. They're not the best, but it doesn't matter. Reaper, GG's. Cassidy, yeah, good luck. Soldier, if he wasted his helix or you cleanse it, that's like easy. You can avoid pretty much every single kind of aggression because you have 2 jail-free card abilities. 2, man. You can teleport away, you can Suzu. Oh, there is a 3. You can climb walls. Or 4. You can just throw 2 kunais on the enemy head and they're gonna be dead. Very strong character for Season 7 of Overwatch 2. Very nice. Especially good with Junker Queen as your duo partner. I feel like Ana is still a little bit stronger than Kiriko because you have easier offensive options. You see, game has hardly shifted towards support power creep meta. It means that they are the most overpowered role and most deciding, how do you say that in English? So you have better chances of being the first one who is aggressive, right? If you have a correct support comp, like if you have Ana, Illari, both of them possess an insane threat. Your anti-nade can turn around fights, your anti-nade can be exceptionally dangerous to the enemy tank that's trying to like off angle. You are great against every single dive tank, you are great against every single brawl tank. You can nade both your tank and enemy tank, you can nade the enemy backline and land a few shots afterwards. Your sleep is still amazing, and Nano Blade can turn a tank from being completely dead to completely undead. This is actually crazy. I still feel like Ana is a little bit easier to utilize and has more offensive options, thus she is a bit stronger than Kiriko. Brig is gonna be the first character that goes in the niche category. She is incredibly, and I'm talking incredibly powerful versus dive. Well, in reality, outside of that, she is complete garbage. Like, I'm talking like garbage. There are so many better characters that do her job better than her. It's actually insane. And even though they buffed her whip shot with 10 more damage, and it's a very important threshold because now your shield bash, whip shot and double swing is gonna kill a 200 HP target if they are not being healed. Well, and before you had to go for 3 swings, so it's actually pretty massive threshold that you meet now. So you're great versus Doomfist, you're great versus Monkey, you can just hold high grounds and pretty much boop them away or just press W into them and they will do nothing to you. But outside of that, if you are playing against brawl tanks such as Zarya, such as Arisa, such as Reinhardt, such as Ramatra, your life is just completely miserable. All you can do is passively heal bot and then try to go for a whip shot with 80 damage that's gonna get instantly healed. And then if you want to press W, they're just gonna devour you alive in a 1 versus 1 duel. Nothing you can do. Pretty much nothing you can do. Yeah, you can catch a lonely DPS on an off angle and try to kill him. Well, in reality, that's just not it. Your Inspire is insane ability, but only versus dive tanks. Outside of that, character is pretty weak. I'm not exactly sure where I have to place Lucio because I haven't seen a single good Lucio player in the past 3 seasons, so I would say that he's a niche character as well. I feel like he's better than Brig because he actually offers some offensive options when you can go for compositions like Junker Queen Lucio or Reinhardt Lucio or Ramatra Lucio, and then you get yourself Bap as your second support and you actually go together and completely devour everyone alive with 1-3 speed amp. But in reality of the situation, for 95% of the player base, people have no idea that these tactics even exist. Like, I'm talking, people never communicate in the chat. People never play Reinhardt May Lucio into that. Like, below High Masters level, low Grandmaster, you'll rarely see a team that would want to do that. They'd be like, wow, Lucio, can you just go something more useful, right? And they're gonna be actually right, because Lucio is a character that requires you to have really nice mechanical skill, as well as deep understanding of like skill, cooldown rotation and stuff like this. So character is no easy ride, and in order for him to get value, you need a good coordinated team, and you can actually see that in pro play, but in ranked, very niche character. It can work like on one of 3 maps, but outside of that, I never see Lucio get the chance to play. Illari is going to be another character that goes in a very strong category. I feel like she single-handedly was able to completely kill Dive as a conception in Overwatch Season 6 and Overwatch Season 7, because let's imagine the situation where you are playing Tracer. It literally takes her 2 shots to kill you, like 2 body shots. If you catch one, you have to like rotate behind the cover and try to find the health pack or recall, because the second shot is gonna be deadly and lethal. The fact that you have to kill the pylon that heals this almost the same amounts of heal that you get from a mercy pocket, and outside of that you don't even need to control it, so you just throw it there and the enemy team has to take care of it, or your team is going to be permanently mercy pocketed one of your like teammates with the lowest health, which is absolutely insane. On Illari you go for a flanking playstyle, so you either throw a pylon for your team or you like let it be for yourself, and then you just tap squishes, and usually what happens is that people never play Pharah Mercy against you, people never play Echo Mercy against you. You have a very good duel versus Soldier, you have a very good duel versus like Cassidy and other stuff. Genji will never be able to kill you alone if you have a pylon, and overall the character is just completely busted and broken. The fact that you have an ultimate that's not a support ultimate by any means, you can literally go in and 1 versus 5 the whole team. Like, sure, you will not be able to kill the tank with it, but squish is easy, just super easy. This character is quite insane, but you need to have aim and mechanical understanding. Lifeweaver, I feel like Lifeweaver is a very decent character in the current state of the game, but I would place him in a gamble as well, because you just don't have any options on the market right now, because like you want to go in, your left click is garbage, you cannot initiate with it. Like imagine the situation where I throw a nade, an anti-nade onto 2 players and then I sleep one of them. That's a guaranteed kill, right? And then I nano my tank, and these are all very dangerous offensive options, while in reality with Lifeweaver you can only save. Yes, your life creeps are amazing, but how about you don't create a problem and then solve it? How about you never create the problem in the first place? How about you are so deadly and dangerous on a support in the first place that your team does not need healing because you deal so much damage that enemies have to hide away. They are so deeply wounded that they have no idea that there's just nothing they can do to save themselves, you know? This is this is quite amazing, but I feel like Lifeweaver is just a gamble again. You are not in the charge of your games, you are just there to like help your team as much as you can, heal bot as much as you can, but in reality very easily counterable. And then yeah, your tree of life is great and amazing, but it's just not working for the majority of the time. And as you've seen probably before, he was released in Season 5 if I recall correctly, and people were struggling to hit Grandmaster. Like best players in the game were struggling to hit Grandmaster with this character, that he was like so garbage. And now he's decent against Rush, like Ramatra, Lucio, Bap, but against Dive he's just completely horrible. Monkey jumps you, Sombra jumps you, and then nothing you can do to save the day. I feel like Moira is going to be a decent character, especially for the metal ranks, especially for the ranks below masters. Like, right, even in Diamond you can have insane amounts of value, and I absolutely love the fact that the concept of the character really allows you to be versatile. You can heal your teammates, you can go for a flanking route and just damage orb them and be as annoying as you possibly can, distract them, make them waste resources on you, make them waste cooldowns, make them look at you and not your team, and you can indirectly have more value than you would have gotten on another character. Your ultimate is pretty easily cancelled with Doomfist Punch, pretty easily countered with Brig, Rally, and then there are other abilities that can cancel it or like completely devour your chances of killing anyone. Ana can sleep you and anti you, so you can be an easy target without like additional healing. I still feel like character is a little bit better because you have offensive options, but like I'm looking at it right now, and I feel like still there is nothing to kill. You have Sombras, you have not Sombras, you have Sigma, you have Zarya, you have Junker Queen as your tank of choice, you have Orisa, and you just understand that you cannot kill them reliably on Moira. Yeah, you can distract, but again, like, I would say that character is pretty strong below metal ranks, below masters, but outside of that, your value will fall off because you just lack utility. And if I haven't missed anyone, this is going to be the last character for today, and I would say that Zenyatta is in the decent tier for today's tier list, mainly because you have a better Zenyatta in the game, and it's called Illari. Again, you have a very nice Discord orb that makes enemy tanks miserable, that makes enemy tanks wanna cry. And then you have ability to flank because you have no footsteps, and then you have ability to passively heal with your heal orb, and Transcendence is a very nice ultimate ability. Well, in reality, there are so many cons that character is just terrible, right? You have a big hitbox, it's easy, very easy to kill you, like Sombra can literally press W onto you, and if you are alone, you are just dead 90% of the time. And then, yeah, you are clunky, you are not as mobile as you would want to be. Like, imagine you are going in on Illari, you throw a pylon, and then you double tap someone, and then you boop someone away from you, and then you're tapping this, and then you go for the ultimate. And now, let's take a look at Zenyatta's playstyle. You are going in a fight, maybe Discord orb someone, and then everyone jumps you, because you are the easiest target on the map. I would feel like this character is just not gonna be as good as you think he would be. So yeah, there are absolute better choices for today's day and age. So this is gonna be for the support tier list of Season 7 of Overwatch 2. Let me know what you think about this one. Let me know if you agree or disagree with me in the comment section. I read pretty much every single comment. I appreciate the attention. See you in the next one. Take care.